guess it's a test in the quest for happiness, and the rest of that mess are our best just acquiesce, even though I've grown tired of you. And that ain't meant to sound spiteful, I just try to be insightful when I write all my emotions in a night. All the stuff I tried to write will just come out, and the sad fact is, I'm so tired of you. Love, it's a weird thing, ain't it? There's no way to explain it, but I swear as well as pain there should be joy, but we sustain the same level of mundane, and it's numbing me through. I often wonder if I'd miss you and still have the urge to kiss you, if an issue was to hit through to this heart that now feels issue, and said issue was too big to just ignore, and I walked out on you. The chances are I'd fall apart, suffer seizures of the heart as my chest begins to smart. The very second I depart, I want to go back to the start, but then again, maybe I just feel new. Maybe I'd get my life on track and start to focus my attack on all the things my life just lacks, and start to claw my passion back instead of living like a hack. Half committed, half relaxed, I'd have nothing to lose.
There's a weight over me today, something I have to say. Love you too much to leave, don't like you enough to stay. There's a weight over me today, something I have to say. Love you too much to leave, don't like you enough to say.
Lately I've had too much time to think, and yeah, way too much to drink. When paper meets the ink, overthinking is the chink in my armour. That's just what I do. And I've always been that way, forever questioning each day, and every play that's made that made me when I lay my busy mind will make me pay by finding problems and reasons that might not even be true. See, we got together so young, before our real lives had begun, but flowers don't grow up as one, each finds its own route to the sun, and that's exactly what we've done. We've grown up separately too, but for a few years now it's been a problem, and these realizations I wish that I could stop them, but I've realized that love is all we have in common, and deep down you know that's true. But then surely that I'm still in love with you means there's something we can do to get us through and to pursue a brand new point of view on how this gap grew between me and you. So there's a weight over me, and I'd hate to have to leave, but in fate I don't believe, and the state of you and me isn't great as you can see, so I'll keep thinking this through. In recent years there's been a lot of pop acts singing about being beautiful, or someone or something being beautiful. Now, I know this ain't a new thing, but it just feels as if these people don't really know what beauty is, and by banding it around so often it starts to lose all meaning and worth. You see, beauty and beautiful are powerful words. It's more than just a physical thing. It's more than just a nice pair of tits. Bring the beat and let me tell them what I think beauty is. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I was lucky enough to be near her, so I told her fine. Early enough I missed the freckles on the shoulder, and even on the hottest of nights the skin was colder. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I was lucky enough to be near her, so I told her fine. Early enough I missed the freckles on the shoulder, and even on the hottest of nights the skin was colder. Now for me to get my definition of beauty across to you, I must request your attention for the immediate future. Won't take so long as to put you in a catatonic stupor. So I present my case study example. Tommy Cooper. If you haven't heard of Tommy, I'll do my best to explain. Tommy Cooper was in the entertainment game. Every granddad in Britain could do a Tommy Cooper impression with a selection of gags, hand movements and facial expressions. His uniform was a suit and a red fez hat. He would combine jokes and magic tricks just like that. He'd drift between the two with the most handy transition. He was 2-part comedian, 1-part magician. Mistakes and mess up through a big part of his show, which were real and which were planned only he would know. If he messed up or a certain joke bombed, he'd just start laughing at himself, and soon the laughs would catch on. See, Tommy gave no regard to class or race. His only goal was to put a smile on every single face. All his life Tommy lived just to make people laugh, whether on stage or at home he'd just be acting daft. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. I was lucky enough to be near her, so I told her fine. Early enough I missed the freckles on the shoulder, and even on the hottest of nights the skin was colder. In the eye of the beholder, I was lucky enough to be near her, so I told her fine. Early enough I missed the freckles on the shoulder, and even on my hottest of nights the skin was cold. Whether appropriate or not became somehow unconnected, because making people laugh was his only objective. But there's one thing in life no man can avoid. This thing will leave the hearts of loved ones empty and void. Death will always cause hurt and pain. It can take weeks before a smile's on your face again. Sure, when reminiscing there can be great happiness, but the immediate time there's searing pain and nothing less. On April 15th, 1984, the London Palladium was the scene of Tommy's show crowd eating out of his hand. Everything as usual seemed completely unplanned. In what seemed like a finale, Tommy dropped to the floor, causing the room to erupt in laughter and applause. Curtains closed, lights went up, there was no encore. Everybody left their seats and headed for the door. Unbeknownst to them, they had witnessed Tommy Cooper's death. He had given his all until he had nothing left. Now please note, at the moment this entertainer died, even with a room full of people, not one tear was cried. Much less they rose to their feet and they laughed and clapped. Now tell me one fucking thing that's more beautiful than that. Cause I'm sure I can't think of one. Silently I step up with a subversive subtext, try to feed the need for more than just remedial subjects. Place my faith in the belief that the general public will open up their minds to more than just an industry puppet. I ain't a preacher preaching doom and gloom, well not just shit. If there's something I feel strongly about, then I'll discuss it. And if I only make one album before I kick the bucket, I'll hold that album to my heart in my grave and say fuck it. Waiting for the beat to kick in, but it never does. Waiting for my feet to grow wings that lift me above all of these tiresome things that we know and love. Waiting for the beat to kick in, but it never does. Waiting for the beat to kick in, but it never does. Waiting for my feet to grow wings that lift me above all of these tiresome things that we know and love. Waiting for the beat to kick in, but it never does. A lot of my poems and writings seem to start with me waking up or being in a dream or dreamlike state. Now, this implies a certain level of abstraction in my work. You might say I'm keeping it surreal, but I'd rather you didn't. The fact is, I sleep a lot. It's as simple as that. And I like sleeping, man. It's a nice place to be. Wait. I was walking along through unfamiliar streets and it felt strange because there didn't seem to be anyone else around. I don't know where I was, but it had the feel of New York, but not New York in real life, the New York you see in old films. I can't really explain why, it just had that vibe. Every step I took felt somehow more dramatic. So I kept walking, and down an alley behind a bar, sitting on some metal steps, I saw a man. From the look and smell of him, it was clear he enjoyed a drink, but he wasn't in such a state I felt him to be any kind of irrational threat, so I approached him with due care. "Ah, Mr. Pip," he said out loud, "we've been awaiting you. My name is Elwood P. Dowd." Now just what he meant by we, I didn't really get, but all the same I took a seat next to him on the step. He said, "You'll meet a few people before this day is through who will administer advice and guidelines to you. Now what each of us says, I'll tell you now is true. Whether or not you take that advice is for you to choose." At that point he acted like someone had whispered in his ear, which, since no one else was there, was pretty damn weird. Awkwardly I looked away and kinda played with my beard. He cleared his throat for a second and then said, "Listen here, in this life you can be oh so smart or oh so pleasant. For years I was smart, I recommend pleasant. Being smart can make you rich and bring respect and reverence, but the rewards of being pleasant are far more incandescent." With this information I was encouraged to walk on. I continued alone through these empty streets, thinking over what Elwood had said, but at the same time thinking about how fucking strange the day had been so far. I was in my own little world when a hand was placed on my chest, and a guy said, "Look out, there's some broken glass on the floor there." I looked up. He said, "Hi, pleased to meet you. My name is Lloyd Dobler. I'll get straight to the point. Won't take too much time from you. I'm probably the youngest person you'll get advice from today. And you may think a guy my age wouldn't have anything to say, but it's said that observation, that old age brings wisdom, and I observe every single life lesson I'm given. I won't attempt to tell you about how to love or be loved, because you get a different genie each time that lantern is rubbed, but I will offer you advice on dealing with life. Its ups and its downs, its troubles and its strife. Now I'm sure you've had times you felt down and angry. You wanted to lash out, punch a wall and be manly. But the question I pose now will offer you a plan B, and maybe some peace and quiet for your friends and family. How hard is it to decide to be in a good mood, and then just be in a good mood? That's all I have to say, because it's a straight up fact. You control your emotions, it's as simple as that. He walked off then, leaving me to contemplate this brief encounter. I'd barely had time to realise I was being taught something before he was gone. Scroobius Pip, what's your opinion of UK hip-hop? Well, I don't think there's that much going on. There's some great stuff, don't get me wrong, there's some amazing artists, but a lot of people are just doing the same thing over and over again. It just gets a bit monotonous. It messed the beat up and shows what you think, Dan Sac. Scroobius Pip, what's your opinion of UK hip-hop? Well, I don't think there's that much going on. There's some great stuff, don't get me wrong, there's some amazing artists, but a lot of people are just doing the same thing over and over again. It just gets a bit monotonous. It messed the beat up and shows what you think, Dan Sac. Ah ha ha, ah ha ha. the Sac Scroobius Pip. Fixing hip-hop as best we can. Hip-hop is art. I make another pop hit be smart. Take it back to the start like Harris and Rakim. Use passion and heart. Hip-hop is art. I make another pop hit be smart. Take it back to the start like Harris and Rakim. Use passion and heart. Now don't get me wrong, I ain't dissing Dizzy Rascal. I'm just using this beat as a single example. It was the first big hit of its kind in the pop charts. Spawned a lot of shit with profit in mind, not hard. Channel U's full of think they should all have prancing about like they're the next big thing. Cause their cousin's got an age that they make Daryl can sing. These kids getting above their station and saying they're a vessel for which a higher power's conveying. My lyrical content is a miracle concept. My name is Scroobius Pip. I say fuck all that nonsense. Their lyrical prognosis is like spiritual osmosis, in that everything they say evaporates into both. It's a joke. I'm not stuck, I can't even find one quote worth using as a reference or even as a footnote. Most of these kids can get their guns out and kill me, but how many got the skill to inspire and thrill me? I got a holster, I keep biscuits in it. She wears into your brain, leaving big fat blisters in it. Who am I better than? I'm better than I used to be. I'ma keep on getting better, so you better just get used to me. You think that's a cop-out? You hear my point truthfully, cause chances are this is how you should be. If your only goal is to be as good as Scroobius Pip, then as soon as you achieve that, your stands will slip. If your only goal is always to improve on yourself, then the quest is never over, no matter how big you are. Yeah. Hip-hop is art. I make another pop hit be smart. Take it back to the start like Harris and Rakim. Use passion and heart. Hip-hop is art. I make another pop hit be smart. Take it back to the start like Harris and Rakim. Use passion and heart. Things in life ain't always quite what they seem. There's more than one given angle to any one given scene. So bear that in mind next time you try something to be on any one given angle, on any one given scene. My name is Mark. I go to uni and college. Don't socialise that much, I just revise and build knowledge. At times I find that I've become a virtual recluse. I let my belt of interaction hang decisively loose. But I came here to learn, that's a life that I choose. So if people think I'm boring, they can bring their abuse. See, a lot of people think that I'm boring and say that maybe I'm a weirdo or maybe I'm gay. But that's cool, cause when I get a good job and good pay, I'll get a house for just my brother and me someday. That's the reason I'm here, just to build for the future. If it means better grades, I'd even sleep with my tutor. Things in life are always quite what they seem. There's more than one given angle to any one given scene. So bear that in mind next time you try something to be on any one given angle, on any one given scene. My name is Paul, I've been a guard for 6 months. The shop that I guard is better than most dumps, and I like it here. My boss is a pro, he's taught me tricks of the trade other guards wouldn't know. He's taught me in this game, there's some rules you gotta bend. And not to forget these thieving pricks ain't your friends. And appearance is key, cause there's a message to send. And above all, it's your fellow guards you defend. The other day my boss was stabbed by some low-life psycho. He's in hospital now, so every night that's where I go. He's on the brink, he's showing no fear though, cause if he dies there, he'll be dying a hero. Things in life are always quite what they seem. There's more than one given angle to any one given scene. So bear that in mind next time you try something to be on any one given angle, any one given scene. My name is Keith, I ain't so much a racist, but if one reached out of the hands, I'd decline the embrace. I work security in a shop, charge of 5 other guards. I got all their respect cause I run this shit hard. I nicked one kid today, didn't show enough respect and attention, so I grabbed him by his neck, that's my form of redemption. Do no real harm, just make sure that it hurts. It ain't going by the book, but believe me it works. Then I sent him on his way, this little shit knows the score now. I still a little bit of fear, he won't darken my door now. That's what I do, stop these kids from decline. Do what their parents wouldn't do, put down some boundaries and lines. Things in life are always quite what they seem. There's more than one given angle to any one given scene. So bear that in mind next time you try something to be on any one given angle, any one given scene. My name is Billy, I've been beaten since I was 3. Mum died when I was born and Dad takes it out on me. Ain't a bad man, he just gets drunk and feels alone. I tend to go for a walk and hope he's asleep when I get home. Don't like to talk about it though, as I said, it ain't his fault. It only happens when he's drunk as a last resort. Wanted to get him a gift to show my support, but I had no money and I stole it and I guess I got caught. At times like that, tend to switch off my mind, stare blankly into space, let what happens unwind. That seemed to anger this guard. He put his hands around my neck, said it's time for me to learn some manners and respect. It hurt, but I've had worse before. But it made me realise life was just a series of wars. I went straight home that day and locked the bathroom door. Took a blade to both wrists, they won't hurt me no more. It's tragic, you tried to cut yourself in half, but this ain't magic. In fact, it's something far more dark and more dramatic. Self-harm, that's what they call it, because it just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can choose what you do. And if one day you can't rein it in, and of your last breath you are the only witness, then so be it, cause it's your last breath, and it's nobody else's business. But how about your little sister? I mean, you think your life's been bad. And by no means am I belittling that, cause I know the troubles you've had. But a teen finding out her big sister chose death over life, finding out instead of turning to her with your problems, you turn to a knife. That's a whole lot of pain to deal with, and a whole lot of damage. And the only role model she has now is little more than words engraved in granite. But as you said before, this just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can choose what you do. And if one day you can't rein it in, and of your last breath you are the only witness, then so be it, cause it's your last breath, and it's nobody else's business. But then, how about your parents? God knows they've done all they can to support. Yeah, you didn't grow up in a mansion, but they gave you the best life they could afford. And the second that last bit of life trickles out and your lungs cease to breathe, they've failed the most important task that they will ever receive. They've failed to give their child a life that's worth living. And that's a failure that as long as they live of themselves is unforgiving. But as you said before, this just affects you. It's your life, your body, so you can choose what you do. I ain't gonna take it no more. I ain't gonna take it no more. I ain't gonna stand idly by while the bridal reply of a marriage of styles is, yeah, but what's their demographic? I ain't gonna take it no more. I ain't gonna take it no more. I ain't gonna stand idly by with a tat and a sigh while inside we all cry out for something new. I ain't gonna take it no more. I ain't gonna take it no more. Soulless music, artless lyrics, goalless movements, heartless gimmicks, controlled and clueless, careers lasting a minute. If this is the big life, well, I ain't looking to live it. We ain't pushing the boundaries, we're blowing them up. We ain't trying to expand the scene, we want the scene to erupt. So make some room on the floor and somebody bolt the doors, cause tonight, we ain't seeking applause. Tonight, well, gee. Just want to have some good new-fashioned fun, y'all. To make it in on ignorance instead of drunk bleachers in the distance and miscreants, especially in this instance, never ending persistence. So use words and eternance as if they were blunt instruments. Beat a hole in their defenses, beauty and their innocence. Search through resistance, in spite of all my goodness, it's the beat that my heart skipped. It's just the beat that my heart skips. It's just the beat that my heart skips. This is the beat that my heart skips when we first met. Now that I've heard it, leaves with a kind of regret, no disrespect, but we left a lot of people upset. What we had wasn't really what we come to expect. Beat that my heart skips when we first met. Now that I've heard it, leaves with a kind of regret, no disrespect, but we left a lot of people upset. What we had wasn't really what we come to expect. Oh, good goddamn, and other such phrases. Haven't heard a beat like this in ages. To miss such a beat would have been outrageous when your heart skips a beat is ruthless and aimless.
Intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intelligent gentlemen. Underground intelligent hip-hop
possession is 9/10, so we possess mind vents to filter the rhyme sent from deep down inside, hence the precision and timing, essential to rhyming. If you wish to pierce the cerebral line, you see, image is nothing, imagination is everything. Is there anything you wear that's more important than what you think? I think not, as I bum pace up, cruise to Herbie Hancock and fucking rock out with snot. You wanna look for me, I'll be in jewelry shops. I ain't buying my shirts and buying my damn pants and socks. Bitch, what? This shit's inside of me. I ain't riding the beat, it's the beat that is riding me.
Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent, ladies and gentlemen. Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent. Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent, ladies and gentlemen. Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent.
Ain't an alcoholic, I just drink a lot. And maybe I'm a genius, or maybe I link a lot. My intellect retrospect compared to something.
You know that second verse always Drake.
Look at that, man. It's not that bad.
I know what I'm
right.
talking about. Give these fuckers something
What am I
new.
supposed to do? What?
Come on, man.
Alright. I remember hearing Most Def run the alphabet. I just sat there in silence as a sign of respect. I knew what I had to do, and that's what happened next. I run the periodic table to stay one step ahead. See, in the periodic table, hydrogen's number 1. Cause hydrogen is what puts the shine in the sun through nuclear fusion. And when it's done, it leaves element number 2, helium. Helium's the second lightest gas that there is, so we use it we give to little kids. Then there's lithium, often used to treat metal problems. Beryllium, boron can be used to make things harden, and that smoke coming out of your exhaust, carbon. Carbon's arguably the most important element, and nitrogen's in the air at almost 80%. The rest of the air is mainly oxygen, and fluorine is the lightest of the halogens. Okay, that's enough teaching. I ain't trying to bore ya. Just trying to be a positive role model for you, cause in my town I'm blessed with many role models, so many that sometimes the mind just boggles. See, KRS is my teacher, Slick Rick's my ruler, Chuck D's my preach. I'm just a preschooler, I still got growing to do though. I ain't trying to fool you, but compared to all the other kids in my class, I'm much taller. I'm much taller.
Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent, ladies and gentlemen. Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent. Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent, ladies and gentlemen. Underground, intelligent hip-hop development progression. It's our intent.
Direct victim. Thou shalt not worship pop idols or follow lost prophets. Thou shalt not take the names of Johnny Cash, Joe Strummer, Johnny Harmon, Desmond Decker, Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix or Sid Barrett in vain. Thou shalt not think any man over the age of 30 that plays with a child that is not their own is a paedophile. Some people are just nice. Thou shalt not read NME. Thou shalt not stop liking a band just because they become popular. Thou shalt not question Stephen Fry. Thou shalt not judge a book by its cover. Thou shalt not judge Lethal Weapon by Danny Glover. Thou shalt not buy Coca-Cola products. Thou shalt not buy Nestle products. Thou shalt not go into the woods with your boyfriend's best friend, take drugs and cheat on him. Thou shalt not fall in love so easily. Thou shalt not use poetry, art or music to get into girls' pants. Use it to get into their heads. Thou shalt not watch Hollyoaks. Thou shalt not attend an open mic and leave as soon as you've done your shitty little poem or song, you self-righteous prick. Thou shalt not return to the same club or bar, week in, week out, cause you once saw a girl that you fancy, you're never gonna fucking talk to anyway. Thou shalt not put musicians with recording eyes on ridiculous pedestals, no matter how great they are or were. The Beatles were just a band. Led Zeppelin, just a band. The Beach Boys, just a band. The Sex Pistols, just a band. The Clash, just a band. Crass, just a band. Minor Threat, just a band. The Cure, just a band. The Smiths, just a band. The
5 senses cannot sense the fact of our existence, and that's the only fact. In fact, there are no facts. Facts me a fact, and I'll telegram a hologram, a telephone the son of man, and tell him he is done. Leave a message on his answering machine telling him there are none. God and I are one. Times moon, times star, times sun. The factor is me. You remember me. I slung amethyst rocks on Saturn blocks till I got caught up by earthling cops. So I stopped combing my mind so my thoughts could lock. I'm tired of trying to understand. Perceptions are mangled, matted, and knotted anyway. Life is more than what meets the eye and I. So elevate I to the third, but even that shit seems absurd when your thoughts leave you third, isolated. No man is an island, but I often feel alone. So I find peace through I stand on the corner of the block slinging amethyst rocks, drinking 40s and Mother Earth's private nectar stock, dodging cops, cause 5-0 be the 666, and I need a fix of that purple rain, the type of shit that drives membranes insane. Oh yeah, I'm in the fast lane, snorting